Okay, we're approaching, I don't know, coming close to day 6,800, not quite yet. We were wanted by the FBI for them to check up in videos, that kind of stuff, but we are here in St. Petersburg today. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do today yet, but Transport Fest opens today. So I'm going to go check out the retro buses and trolleys and things like that. And then tomorrow they're having a retro parade. So tomorrow's a lot of things going on. There's retro car parade, or car gathering, festival, Tulip festival. So tomorrow I'm gonna be super busy trying to hit like, I don't know, 15 different events. But for today, it's just the opening of the Tram Fest, festival, Transport Festival, and whatever else happens to me today, we shall see. I mean, pretty much every day is just a wander, but usually have some kind of direction, not always, but usually don't have quite the wanderlust. Even today it's like, I don't want to go out, but I don't want to sit home, so I'll do something, but I don't want to do anything. I got a lot of work, but nothing like super pressing has to be done today. So I've got a monstrous amount of work. We're trying to manage it all and put it all together and decide what's most important. So I don't know, it's one of those days. We'll see, maybe I need some Indian juice. Okay, so I've decided cheesecake. There's one up here. And then there's a place across the street, a Minion Juice establishment that I've never been to yet. So maybe I'll go there, or maybe I'll just head straight to the Transport Fest and see what happens. Well, it's not a direct translation, but it's basically a magazine for witches. Should we check it out? Well, it's closed. Maybe we need a broom. There's a sign, I didn't read the sign. So maybe we'll check it out some other time. Just let you enjoy the street for a little bit, but I don't know, anybody who knows my story knows how long and far I've come. So I'm certainly not forgetting of that, especially the amount of pain that I was truly in every day. Doctors described it as the equivalent of being shot by a gun every day for 70 or so years. It's hard to measure the number of years, but sometimes, even then, despite all the successes, and I haven't had like any major setbacks or anything recently, but sometimes you just still end up in a funk. Progress is still in a forward direction. I can't talk about everything I'm doing, but sometimes the progress, you know, especially after you have some big progress, slows down a little bit, and it just leaves you in a little bit of a lull. And I know that's something, you know, pretty much everybody can deal with, but sometimes, even if you're in a funk, you just got to kind of, you know, hold the course, have faith, and keep, you know, acknowledging that despite a slowdown, you're still moving in a forward direction. Yeah, let's see if the cheesecake improves my mood. Let's see. Yeah, I do feel better, but still might need Minion juice. Wow, she just walked in with a bag from another bakery and sat down and ate. I guess their bakery didn't have any room, but hey, more power to her, not my problem. How I didn't find this place before, I don't know. So, I asked about a beer menu. He says, we don't have any beer. I'm like, what do you mean, a draft? But he's being very technical. Of course, we only have cider. So, I like cider better than beer anyways, so good spot. That was a nice find. Feel a little better. So, now I'm going to continue walking. I didn't feel like taking the metro today. It was such a nice day. It was even a little warm. It was 22 degrees earlier. It's cooled off a little bit. And I'm just going to head down to the Transport Fest. It's probably still another 25-minute walk if I walk slow. Simeon and Anna Church. I wonder sometime, but not today. I was going to do this on TikTok, but let's just read the headlines from the city today and tell me what the headlines look like from your city. So, schoolboy slapped in the face by classmate's mother at graduation. Okay. Cameraman and short film director beaten with wrench. This was over a rental dispute, by the way, at some warehouse or facility they were renting. Electric scooter rentals may be banned in St. Petersburg. Another fountain started working after a water pipe broke in a street. A model who is in prison for killing her husband remarried somebody. So, those are the headlines from our city. Tell me what the headlines look from your city. This is the Fontanka River, by the way. And this is the St. Petersburg. I think it's the St. Petersburg State Star, because I've been in it a few times. It's quite nice. And we're going to head over here, down the street over here to another park. And the Transport Museum, Transport Fest is just down there. So this is why the trolley I was gonna ride today. I mean, I can still get here by metro or bus, whatever. But I felt like walking anyways. It's a nice day, but they've got it closed off, and it normally comes through here. And they have these tracks closed off, so my trolley's not running today. But here's the beginning of Transport Fest. Let's check it out. Here we have some of the newer style ones, and these are all in active service in St. Petersburg. We do ride these on a regular basis. Don't see as many of this one. I see a lot of these ones, and I think they're produced here in St. Petersburg, even at a St. Petersburg factory. Let's take a look inside. So this model is the Polaris model. You can see pretty modern inside. So that was cool. The guy stopped me and asked me about the GoPro, and he gave me a really cool St. Petersburg keychain. So I'm gonna keep that for sure. That was a nice gift. This model's the Yonok. I don't know what that means. It sounds like lion to me, but it could be something totally different. I don't know, because lion's Liev. And this thing, I guess this is like a, I don't know what this is. I have to figure this out. It says a sign here. Hold on, let me figure this out. So this funky looking thing, it's some kind of diagnostic tool that they can, I don't know if it gets pushed or pulled, but they connect it up and then it like does diagnostics and things and tracks for it. Now they have large dedicated ones that do that kind of stuff as well. Something is attached to it. Just met a very nice gentleman in a wheelchair. We talked for about 10 minutes, and he works with the television station here, St. Petersburg TV, and he's a journalist that first I thought maybe he dealt with transport issues, but no, he deals with issues with handicapped people. So I got his telegram. We're going to exchange some messages and meet for coffee sometime. So that was really cool. And he's the one that gave me the keychain, so that was really cool. Let's take a look at some of the different buses. And I don't know where the buses are made. The trolleys, I'm quite sure, are made here in St. Petersburg. But these are different models of buses, and these are all in service. You can see they're rather modern. We have this one, I think, is an electric bus because it's got the big thing on top. That's where the batteries are. And this one's an electric bus, but it has the poles. We call them trolley buses here. And what's nice about them is they're very quick. They speed up and decelerate very quickly, so they're faster than the normal diesel or other powered buses, because we have clean natural gas buses here too. And then I guess we have construction equipment and things too, and I'll just kind of see what else is interesting as I go down here. And this one says museum bus. I don't quite understand, but it has like the interior just decorated with like artwork and things. It's kind of interesting. And this street normally doesn't get a lot of traffic anyways. It goes through this park, but it's Engineers Castle or Michael's Castle, and it has the different sides are decorated different ways. And it's just kind of a really interesting place. It's a big museum now. Oh, there's a helicopter here. Cool. Landed helicopter right here. Да, можно, да, спасибо. Это хорошая idea. So the security guard was right. I was in there, and somebody's like, "Oh, why don't you just walk over to the helicopter?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I could have." I don't know why I was just kind of stuck in the mindset. But anyway, so went out through security. Even the security guards are like super friendly. Go take a look. Oh, it's a air ambulance. So we'll take a closer look. Now, I've seen this on one of the Telegram groups earlier. There was something special about this helicopter, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, it's basically an air ambulance, and this is the National Service of Sanatorium Aviatia. I don't know what I know what the word means, but I don't know what the English word is. But basically, it's an ambulance. Oh, we can check it out on the other side. Take a look inside. Yeah, actually, it's just an ambulance. So this is a national air ambulance, and it's twin engine. And I remember what's special about it now. This is actually produced here in Russia at the Kazan aviation plant. And it's the first Russian-produced helicopter certified for ambulance use. I got confused because it says National Service for like sanitary air. That's a direct translation, but it means National Air Ambulance. But the word for normal ambulance is something totally different. It's like quick help. So, anyways, yeah, pretty cool. Would have been cool to see it landing in earlier among all this stuff. But this is a nice park right here. I like to just come sit here. That's why I love St. Petersburg. And then straight over here is Mihailovsky Sad anyways, another huge park over there. So let's go back, take a look at some of the buses, and see what else is down at the other end, because it's not only this street, it's down this street. There's a park down there in the center, and it's down the other street too. So this area seems to be like an exhibition area, It's like where vendors are bringing some of their stuff, their services that are related to transport. Like there was a company over there that transports cars, it's called Car Taxi. And buses are kind of cool too, but there's supposed to be some antique buses farther down, and that's what I'm more interested in. So we're gonna walk down there. And here's another electric bus, and it says farther without the lines, because it has batteries. Now, some of these are battery only, and some of these are battery or with the poles. So these ones, I don't see the poles on top, and sometimes they're hidden behind the facades. And these are the new retro style trolleys that are all over the city. As I said many times, when I first came, there were 2 of these 2 years ago, and now there's like 30 of them, and I absolutely love these. I love the styling of these. And they're very modern inside. This is actually one of the older ones because it's a single segment. The newer ones have 2 segments, and they're much longer. Yeah, they have it operating now. You'll see all the normal screens and everything. And this over here is a big touch screen. And you can change the language. It'll show you the route where you're on. You can touch for tourist information. And so, yeah, it's they're the Dolatevsky and the Dostoevsky. I think the Dolatevskaya is the shorter one, the one with a single joint. And I think the Dostoevsky is the one with double joints, but I may have it backwards. Oh, I almost missed this unique vehicle. It's headed over towards the buses. This is it's like a work wagon. They use it for transporting equipment and things. They use them at night, but this one's a special one. This one's been converted, and they put like musicians on the back. Like for the Victory Days, they had a Victory Parade in the back, and they drove it around the city. And at Christmas, they decorate it with Christmas lights, and they have, well, Russian Santa Claus is Ded Moroz, it's a little bit different, and his granddaughter, and they go around the city in this, and it's pretty cool because I go to the train station a lot, pass the train station a lot, and we're gonna get a unique chance to take a go up inside and take a look. This is something I normally don't get to do. Not much to see, just instruments and power cabinets and stuff. Where I can come out in the back and yeah, they're just put a deck here, but still, nonetheless, something I don't get to do most days. So pretty cool. And you can see again down here, streets closed off in the center here. Really nice buildings, and cool. Let's go check out the buses. That's the bell. So just more general normal buses. Is a company that services and fixes and sells parts for buses and stuff. So I didn't know what to think. Whenever I come to these things, I never know what to expect. Sometimes they're boring, but this is actually, I mean, well, for transportation nerds, it's actually quite cool, especially when I get to the older buses, which I'm gonna get there. So here's, well, like a mini bus. Sometimes they use in the villages, or when I used to live here, they were marshrutkas, and they were private buses, and they would run around. So this isn't closed, but still, it's, I don't know how, this is not like an antique. I still see a lot of these ones in service, so I don't know exactly how old that one is, or if it's still modern. So still modern buses here. And again, I walk down, I've got another lane to come back and loop around to the other side before I get into the central square here. Here's one of the trolley buses that pulls up. And we've actually had these, I mean, not this particular model, for like 100 years or so, or maybe a little bit more. St. Petersburg is one of the first cities to use these, going way back, and they're super efficient. Now many of them, Moscow has gotten rid of them in favor of battery-only ones, I believe. Where in St. Petersburg, we still have a mixture of them. This model, somebody can correct me wrong, I think this is the Azure bus. It's diesel powered. We have, I don't know if this one, we have natural gas powered ones too. They're a bit famous here in St. Petersburg because, how shall I say, I mean, not like Tesla level, but more often than they should, the engine catches on fire. No one ever gets hurt because they have like warning the engine's in the back and they clear people off, but there's a lot of memes in St. Petersburg here about the Azure buses and propensity to, tendency I should say, to smoke. This one here says Pemsky Transport, which is another city in Russia. It's actually quite a ways from here. So I guess this is one of their buses. And we have some double jointed buses, or jointed buses here too. Very similar to ours, but different color. And then you just walk and check up here. I guess don't know if these are from different cities or from ours or not. Oh no, I can see already the logo of St. Petersburg in this one. This one looks like a battery bus based on the roof size. And you know, even though they're just selling hot dogs and hot corn and stuff, and it's a private company, but I like the retro styling, and they have an ice cream one too. I just like how, in general, in Russian culture, they still care for styling of things, and so I think it really just adds to city life when not everything is just about the cheapest possible thing, or when it is styled, it's not like a fake Disney World feeling, if that makes sense. Because in a lot of Western countries that I've been, not everywhere, especially less in Europe, but especially in America and Canada, things tend to feel fake styled, and I don't mean that an insult. I think many of you know what I'm talking about, but here it feels different. Again, a lot of Europe feels the same way too, especially Eastern Europe. But it looks like just smaller buses here. I think this is maybe a company, because back there it said CityMax 12, CityMax 8, and then it goes down. So I think this is maybe a display for a company who produces them. Take a quick walk down back and then come back. I don't know where this bus is from. We don't have green ones here in St. Petersburg that I know of, but it seems to be part of this is Camp Holding, so which is this company here. And these guys have some wine and some vodka and stuff, so they're having some fun. Why not at a trade show? Well, I mean, trade show for them. So something else open up here, and it's kind of displayed down at the end, so let's go check that out down there. Don't know exactly what I'm headed into, but style things, we'll see. Lots of people walking in, so we'll see what it is. Not what I expected. I really didn't know what I was walking into, but it's like a whole market in here of like clothing and handcrafted goods and things, so I can take a walk around here and just see what's in here. And I don't know if anybody sees. I think it's pretty interesting, but well, all kinds of handmade stuff and jewelry and lots of clothing. Lots of clothing, lots of jewelry. It's not really a flea market, it's actually some kind of organized temporary show. And this is actually a sport hall. You can see there's these welcome all competitors, but today they've converted it into this, I don't know, trade fair, do you want to call it? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it says Stylish Things Fair. I know it's not it's quite a literal translation if I'm even right. I don't know what the contextual translation would be, but you get the idea. There's more over here. This looks like food and things, so like Turkish delights and dried berries and спасибо. Dried berries. Cheeses, honey, oils. I don't know what's in here. I want to say it was a dried cherry, but I don't know, whatever was really good. It stuck my teeth. But so the other room back there was just the other parts of the sports complex. It wasn't like maybe toilets or something. So I'm gonna head back out. No, she didn't want it on camera for some reason, but oh well. That makes no sense to me. Don't take photos of her stuff, don't publicize it. Anyways, headed back out to the buses and things. Yeah, so I did a translation and I was right. It's Fair of Stylish Things. Okay, let's go down and check out this exhibit down here. Okay, this one here appears to be a mobile exhibit around the blockade of Leningrad. Really, that it says it's like mobile exhibition, the road of life, the hard road, because during the blockade of Leningrad, during World War II, the Germans blockaded the city and people were starving here. And during the winter, the Soviets would send trucks and things across Lake Ladoga, which is a big lake, to the east of here. And they would send stuff across the ice, and they called it the Road of Life. And so this is a mobile exhibition, like a mobile museum regarding that. So let's take a look in here, as you can see. So some items from that period, some old newspapers, money, some books. The road is plowed and it would melt, so that you have water on top of the road. Photographs of people who worked on the road of life, drove trucks and maintained it and plowed
Добрый
it.
день. Наша выставка рассказывает про дорогу жизни, про подвиг шоферов на дороге жизни. И в экспозиции вы можете увидеть некоторые интересные элементы. Но, разумеется, работа дороги жизни связана с эвакуацией. Поэтому экспозиция начинается с предметов, которые люди могли с собой взять в эвакуацию. И это не только там деньги, зубные щетки, предмет первой необходимости, но и вещи, которые дороги сердцу, фотографии, любимые книги, игрушки, в случае, если ребенок собирается. Ну а сама выставка концептуально вся была основана на вот этой книге. Егор Павлович Пономарев, это историк ленинградского автотранспорта, издана на еще советские времена. Это сборник воспоминаний, мемуаров, цитаты из которых разместили на окнах участников тех событий.
Actually pretty cool. It's very detailed.
Дорога жизни была не просто трассой, а самой инфраструктурой. Там внешние фотографии, там и нет.
This here appears to be a mobile recharging point for electric cars. Of course, it's got a generator, but it appears to be powered by natural gas or something rather than, which is far more efficient for generating, depending on how they do it, because there are a couple ways you can generate from natural gas, but it can be far more efficient than diesel or gasoline in many cases. That is actually a movie theater, and we have some other buses. This one says Green Line of the City, and well, this is from, I'm not sure where it's from yet, I gotta look. I think it says, but it's some other city in Russia as far as I know. And this one might be St. Petersburg, although it doesn't quite look like one of ours. It looks a little bit different somehow. This one's says Volgodsky, so maybe Volgorod, Volga, sorry, right from Volga. So they brought buses from all over. Hyperbus, what is that? It says clean energy. This is natural gas. Is what it says here. And it's 14.5 meters, double wheels in the back. 51 people. I've never seen this one. I have no idea where this one's from. Oh, Volga bus. But I don't know if that's, oh yeah, Volga bus. Okay, so Volga. So same one as over here from Volga. I was trying to figure out if it was made there or it's actually part of the network, but these are actually part of their network as far as I know. So cities from, or maybe not, because the way it's labeled in the front, maybe it's made by Volga bus. Anyway, we don't have that one here in St. Petersburg. And this is where they have the Christmas market and all the things like that. So let's walk around. Heading the back here. I don't know. Let's walk around the back side. Well, let's walk through the fountains, even better. Don't need to walk back through where I already was. But this is a really cool park in the center of the city. And there are lots of fairs and things out here. During the winter, from December 7th to January 7th, this turns into a huge Christmas market with all kinds of things to buy and eat and drink. No alcohol in here, but it's still a very, very cool place to come in the winter. And over there, not part of the exhibit, is a Rosguardia vehicle, which is like the Russian National Guard, but it's not quite the same as, for Americans watching, it's not quite the same as the American National Guard. The American National Guard is, I know the difference between the Guard and the Reserves, but this is more like, I don't know how to explain it in American terms. It's like, it's not the FBI, but it's not the Federal Marshals either. It's kind of like the riot police not quite the SWAT team, but it's like they handle like mass disorders, but they also come in for security for like events and things. So basically they don't use normal police, and they will come in and they have it there just in case. It's just a standard vehicle, not that they're expecting anything. It's just a vehicle to bring anywhere, and if anybody does get out of hand, they're gonna have them in the back of the vehicle. But they also use it to transport their own people, and there's a normal police bus behind there as well. So let's take a look. Oh, this is the St. Petersburg bus. Yeah. So I ride these quite often. Let's see what else. And this one, this is another natural gas bus, but you don't recognize it. St. Petersburg buses are usually this bluish color, and then different cities have different colors. So, and a garbage truck. There's some of the Rasguardia, see, just basically security. They're friendly. I mean, I don't have problems with them. Walk up and talk to them. It's not like some countries. And this is the automobile factory of Minsk, so Belarus. And I guess we got a booth in there. I guess they have private meetings right now. It's closed off. Okay, here's a non-flying ambulance, and that's why I said over here. That doesn't say, the word is totally different for the flying ones versus in English is not. It's cut off because the door is closed, but it's basically fast help. Actually, usually it just says Skoriya Pomosh, but this one says Skoriya Medicinski Pomosh. Medicinskaya Pomosh, which is just fast medical help, but they usually leave off the medical part. And here, this company, Tunland, it says premium automobile of the year in Russia. I don't know if it's just a dealer or they actually make them here. I suspect they're actually made in Russia. This one says it's a hybrid. So they have the V9 over there, hybrid, and the G7, which I'm guessing is traditional power. Oh, old taxi. Here we go. That's a little more interesting. Now this is this the Volga? I don't know the models very well, but definitely one of the older traditional taxis. I've ridden a bunch of these things. These things are like tanks. You can put a turret on top and go to war. Now this one has Russian writing on it. Up to 360 kilometers on a full charge. Oh, if I understand this right, on a full charge, which takes 3 to 4 hours, it can go up to 360 kilometers, I think is what it says. And this one though says Guangzhou, so I don't know if it's a Chinese bus being displayed here in Russia or a Russian bus that they export to China. But I think, I don't know. It says St. Petersburg, so I don't know why the Guangzhou is there. So I guess it appears to be a Russian-made bus, but I'm not sure what the... Actually, it's up there not only in Chinese, but it's in Greek too, across the top there. I believe it's Greek. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it's just places it's used. I don't know, my Greek is extremely limited, but that really looks good. Andronikos, Stavros. I probably screwed up my Greek there, but anyways, my Greek friends can criticize me all they want. Oh, here's some older stuff. Let's take a look over here. So we have some really old stuff. Really, really old. Studebaker. So, American old. And even older. And there is an antique car fair going on tomorrow, which we're gonna check too. And by coming here today, frees up more of my time to go see the antique cars tomorrow, because I had a conflict between here and the antique cars. But now I've got a lot more time. So, what else we got over here? Let's see. Okay. This is safety equipment for transport vehicles. So like fire extinguishing equipment, things like that, alarm sensors. And this is Russian air company, which is actually part of Aeroflot, but I never understood quite the difference. You can buy Aeroflot tickets and often end up on Russia. And then research and development stuff. Oh, and more food, shawarma and stuff. So, but I'm not hungry. I think I had too big of a lunch as it was. Part of it. Oh, there's an old car down here. Let's go down here and check it out. And trolley line. В Санкт-Петербургском государственном унитарном предприятии «Пассажир-автотранс» умеют не только отлично работать, но и отлично отдыхать. Автобусный парк номер 5 расположен в Кировском районе на улице Сдачи, дом 108. Творческий коллектив This is BR and Ice, formerly Baskin Robbins, now branded to BR and Ice, and I believe they produce everything here in Russia. And then there's going to be a concert. I think that's going to be tomorrow, but they have music going on now. One of the original Termok, that's how they started out, having these little things outside of metro stations. And now they have normal size places. That audio is really loud, especially considering nobody's here yet, but yeah, they always bring music to festivals and things. So maybe some decent stuff. There's some people setting up their guitars, some artwork of the different buses. Where's the retro buses? That's what I really want to see, and I don't see them yet. Here's an older, some kind of car. It's a City Drive. But of course, this one's just for display. City Drive, they're like car sharing vehicles. So here's a more modern one over here. That was electric over there. I was really hoping to see some of the older buses and some of the older trolleys, but we can take a trip to the Transport Museum, which is here in St. Petersburg. I have been there, and they have all the ones there. And tomorrow there's going to be a parade of them. So we'll check them out at the parade. I don't know if we can ride them or not. I don't think so. That'd be cool. I'm trying to figure that part out. During the rains, we're going to head to an indoor thing, but so some of the trams that are here are self-driving, and that was a Dolitevskaya, not the Dostoevskaya. So they just have all the metro kids. It's a model of different things. So let's take a look. And tomorrow, May 24th, is the 80th anniversary of them restarting the transport network after the World War II, the blockade. And that's why the transport festival is today. Here's a model of the
Сегодня пока бесплатно, но уже есть две станции метро, где также все работает, но платно.
So this is the metro exhibit.
Ступеньки эскалатора.
Display screen.
Вот, мы стали свидетелями того, как еще одно желание сбылось. Просто встаете и смотрите вперед.
The metro guy was dancing. That was something to see. You missed that. WWII, but this is the new facility they're building to monitor the metro. One of the metro stations, they tore down the old building and they'll have a new entryway. And then on top of that, they'll have this big new operating center. And if it wraps around, I'll show you again, but it's really huge. What's interesting is you should look at how the New York City metro system operates and then compare it. Not only is St. Petersburg one of the most modern ones and Moscow in the world, but New York is still running, I believe, on some of the stuff is still done with manual switching, like mechanical levers and things. Okay, rain stopped. Supposed to rain a lot of this afternoon, so hopefully it won't. But brought a rain jacket in case, but it's tucked in there. I think we've pretty much seen everything. That's the retro buses thing that come tomorrow. Trying to figure out, I know the parade is actually going to go by the train station, so I might just go to the train station and watch it tomorrow. But it'd be really cool if you could ride some of the buses tomorrow. Okay, so I read on the website, so I got the route tomorrow for the retro bus. So that's why the retro stuff isn't here yet. Today's the opening. And tomorrow they're gonna have a parade through the city of the retro, the older buses. That's gonna finish here. And I know where the route is. Last year I saw some people on the buses, but the website doesn't say anything about being able to ride them. But got to put together multiple things tomorrow, but I'll definitely watch it maybe from the train station then, or come here after. But there's also a parade of antique cars I want to see, and then there's a group meeting and other things. And here's one of the, I think this is the new train they're building. So we have these German trains made by Siemens that take about 4 hours to go to Moscow, although our normal trains can do it too if they don't stop. And they're building a new one that's going to go in about 2.5 hours. They're building the train, new lines, everything here in Russia. And this is a model of the train. When it's done, though, it'll cost more money, so you're still going to find me on the 4-hour train or the 5.5-hour train because it's so much cheaper. But hey, it's great. That's about all I have for today. It's 2:30. So tomorrow, a lot of things, like I said, but what else will we do today? There's a few more booths here. Oh, Nordwind Airlines, Aston Marine, boats, and oh, here's something maybe take a look at. So we have fishing stuff and drone stuff, water products, and some other technology thing down here. And then we're back around to the gas. The charging points for electric cars. So, gotta decide what to do with the rest of my day. So we'll see some rain. I might head out to the Tulips, although there's a group there going tomorrow, but I might be too busy to go there. So, maybe I'm not hungry yet, for sure. But anyways, let me, oh, there's a Polaris here. I never knew there's a grocery store here. Maybe I'll grab a candy bar or something. So, maybe I'll jump in the grocery store, grab a small snack, and then decide where to go from there. It is a nice day if it doesn't rain too much. That's probably why I never knew that Petersburg was here. It's around the side, on the side street, and because of the festival, you have to kind of walk down this isolated, gated off. I mean, you can get in, but it's just kind of interesting. So, go in, find a snack, and still thinking headed towards the Tulips. I don't know, we'll see. There are the roller coaster things, but I'd rather go with one of my kids or something on those ones. Well, they didn't have any cold drinks, but got these things. They were like 10 cents a piece, little coconut waffle wafer things, so I'll try them. Did a lot of walking today, so I decided I'm just going to sit for a bit by the fountain and rest, charge my batteries. Well, I just heard thunder, and I see some darker clouds coming, so wasn't sure what to do, but either I'm headed towards the metro. Can't tell which way the clouds are. Looks like they're coming that way. It's bright over there. Don't know. Don't really want to go home and work. I've also walked a lot today and my feet are kind of tired. So let me check the weather. Maybe we'll go see Tulips still. What is going on with that fountain, or what is that person doing to it? I don't know. Anyways, the rain has been pushed off according to the weather till 10 o'clock. So I think maybe I will go see the Tulips. I don't know what this lady's doing. Getting a lot of people wet. So playing with the water. So I don't know. Take a walk through this old Imperial grocery store. It's always interesting. I have to find a place to get a cold drink. It's the Imperial grocery store from pre-revolution times even. Let's see. It's always kind of like a museum getting in here. Is it not open today? Oh no, it's open. There's cool doors. Restaurant in here too, I think downstairs or upstairs or something. Oh, restaurant's in the middle. Of course, the stuff entertains me. We Got some moose. Is that moose-jerky? I guess. Yep, moose-jerky. What else we got? I don't think I've ever eaten moose. I mean, I grew up on deer. I've had all kinds of weird meat, but don't know if I've ever had moose. Unless that's what they served in Aeroflot one time. And they said meat, chicken, or fish, and I'm quite sure it was not beef. It was probably beef, but it did taste like beef. Ooh, look at these. Looks really nice. Look at these. That's really cool. And cafes, a lot of neat little cafes around here. Come grab something to sit and eat, but better all by myself. I always like the ones with the paper, the old, really old style player pianos. Fascinated by those. Okay, well, I'm back outside. Getting set up for ice cream festival this weekend in the park over there. Probably come to that. We'll see. So this is Nevsky Prospect. Okay, I really want to go see the tulips. And feet aren't hurting. I just have done a lot of walking, so I think I've got a plan. Take the metro out of the center, well, I'm still in the center, but across to the next island, because I want to ride a bike. And riding the bikes in the center, there's so many people. So if I take a metro stop from here over to the next island, from there I can grab a bike and I can ride over to the tulips and maybe grab a stack or something during the way. And then we'll see what happens after that. History lesson about exhibition of the Great Blockade, again, here in St. Petersburg. So there's historical imagery, historical cartoons from the actual time, showing, I guess you could call them memes or something like that, from the 1940s. Some interesting stuff, showing, you know, their feelings towards the Germans at the time. Here we've come out of the beautiful metro station. There's a guy playing an accordion. I'm gonna head over here, find myself a cold drink. And for some reason the GoPro won't turn on when you charge it through the media kit, which is really annoying. Now it's raining, although very lightly. Definitely altered plans. It's cooled off. It was 23, but not really when I want to grab a bike. So we'll walk to the next metro station, then hop one metro station up, still go see the tulips. Got plenty of time, so it certainly is an option. Earlier at Transport Fest, remember we saw the retro ones? Here they are in action. I don't know if that one's going this way. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna take a shortcut over to the metro station because the whole rain thing kind of altered my plans. But maybe I should still jump on a bike. It actually kind of dried up. Let me check the bike situation, see if there's anything close. Yeah, there's a couple bikes over there and around the corner, but has dried up safe enough. But it looks like more rain might come, and I'm not really keen to get completely wet, so I'm gonna wait for a trolley. Probably get one of the retro ones because this line here is mostly the retro style ones, although there are still a few of the other ones, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it started raining again and the wind picked up, so good thing I didn't get on a bicycle. Anyways, there's a trolley like 2 stops away. So it's not raining heavy, it's not like bad to walk in, but it wouldn't be fantastic on a bicycle. There's a guy on a monopod. You can see that monowheel down at the Trolleys. Anyways, yeah, now it's proceeding to be not even fantastic walking weather, but should vary a lot. So when we get over there, it's like there's a lot of trees around the tulips, so we can always hide in the trees for a bit. Yeah, super glad I didn't get on a bike, although somehow I picked the one like stop with no cover, but the trolley should be here soon. Here it comes. We got a retro one, told you. This is a touchscreen I was saying earlier that shows you all the stops. You can actually touch it and change the language too. And it gives you information about touristy things at each of the stops. Change the language over there if you want, just Chinese too.
Проспект
You can see the history, but you can also see about the blockade. And it'll tell you about the stop you're at and how it was during the blockade. So, history. Or you can see
Следующая остановка – станция метро «Спортивная».
Little church over there. And now we just got off the cool trolley to head to the metro, which is right there. It's not very far. 2 stops up, and then we're gonna go. Nice little park here too. Great park to come sit in. It's about a Diagnostic metro, so it's dedicated to sports because there's a big sports stadium up top. Actually, there's 2 of them. One is the old, I think it's the old football stadium. They're brand new. It's much bigger. They still use it for some things. And then there's another indoor stadium over here, which they have concerts and ballets, and they still have basketball and other things in there too. This side has no metro tracks. You have to go downstairs. It's actually a double level station. And the reason for that is that someday, although the metro here is decades behind, I don't know, 2040, there's going to be a ring line here, and they made them so the 2 opposing sides. So this way is on this side. To go that way, you got to go downstairs. And this one actually has under the river tunnel with travelators that take you to the other side of the river too if you want. But I'm getting on here. Okay, I've arrived, but it's raining, so we'll check the radar. Until then, hang inside the metro station. Look at this. I'm inside, but what a missed opportunity to put a covering here to keep people out of the rain. I mean, come on, seriously. Here's our tulip map. So we have tulips everywhere. Here's our entry level tulips. And we're gonna go to the big tulip area. Look at these tulips. This is magnificent. There are all these. It says don't touch. I thought they were mushrooms, but they're not mushrooms. What are they? No, some kind of monitoring thing for the tree, I think. Yeah, so we checked the sign, and it's an old tree, and it's getting medicine, so it says don't touch it. From a distance, they look like mushrooms. Once you got up there, they weren't mushrooms. Still raining a little bit, but maybe later I'll get some. I can't remember. They've, in a lot of the parks, they removed all alcohol. I like Glenvine, but Glenvine without alcohol is just hot juice, so we'll see. Okay, we got Glintwine, and it's actually with proper minion juice in it, because most of the parks, they don't allow serving stuff anymore, and without it, it's just hot juice. But we got the real stuff. Tulip Central. They have, I forget the numbers, I don't know, 250,000, 300,000 tulips or something total. I mean, not in this one spot, but even that just big tulip map when we came in, you can imagine how many tulips are around this place. These are cool. I don't know, I've never seen tulips like that, but that's pretty cool. Oh, and the smell is so strong after the rain. I mean, you can just smell like, wow. It's like when you walk into one of those, like a really big flower shop or something, but they usually keep them rather chill. And after the rain here, you can see inside of this tulip, look like there's a bunch of bees sitting in all of them. The purple ones. Look at these beautiful babies. Those ones in the middle, I don't know how well they're going to come out on camera, but they are just intensely red. I know the owner. Yeah, yeah.
There's
like
700 people on it, so.
Oh, let's get my my finger out of there. Get a better view. Look at the flowers everywhere. Definitely have to come back here on a day when it's not raining. I mean, it's dripping raining. It's still pleasant, but look at the variation in colors here.
No, I just use my phone. I don't do.
So here we are at the edge of the island, and we're looking across. There's another island over there. The left is a mainland. We're gonna hook around and come around and probably end up over at the Buddhist temple. You can see they mowed here, but it just kind of lined up all the leaves, and it kind of created this interesting pattern. Got a duck chilling here. We got some other ducks and geese. They're not swans, those are geese. But I'm sure there's some swans around here somewhere. We've been walking for, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, and we're still seeing flowers. And we'll get a closer look, but look at these awesome light posts over here, the lights hanging. Incredible lights, isn't that just incredible? Well, we ended up walking back to where we were. That was not my intent. But we ended up seeing some of the... Okay, let's head over this way. Let's pay attention to where we're going this time. Look at that tree there. Again, sorry for the negative zoom of this GoPro, but that tree is awesome. This is a forest of tulips here. Starts off purple, spotted with yellow, and then you can see it's actually designed that way, and then it turns into the variegated orange yellow with some yellows, and then there's a red one right in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, here's a red one too. A red one and a couple white ones just in the middle of nowhere. Look at this. It's beautiful here. We're gonna head over here. More tulips. Look at this whole forest, and you can tell. I mean, somebody didn't just throw random tulips in here. It's designed in a certain way. Nice little tea house over there. So now I'm gonna go over and just sit down. That's a really cool one. I like the atmosphere of that one over there. But today, I think we're headed to the Buddhist temple if it's still open. Now we are at the Buddhist temple. This place is really cool. I can't show you the inside though because cameras are not allowed inside, and I'm going to respect their request. But I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna show Jay the inside here. You can see the prayer wheels. And if you're in St. Petersburg, it's not like unknown. I mean, lots of people do know about this place, but it's not exactly top of the tourist books either. It's near Staraya Drevnya metro station, and you can just come and check it out. It's a very peaceful place, but respect the request and do not use cameras inside. But we will walk up to the door, and I'll use it to the door, and then I will stop at the door, so maybe you can peek in a little bit. You can peek in and see just. And okay, we hopped on a trolley, one of the older, well, not too old, this one's like from the 2000s. And we're gonna go to a place to grab some food and some mini juice. Dar waffles. Look, Darth waffle, Storm waffle, Yoda waffle, but I guess they didn't do too well because it says for rent, but everything is Star Wars themed. Oh well. A little bit of artwork here on Trolley, Black River. So the bus didn't get us all the way there, but it got us, it's gonna be like a 7 or 8 minute walk, but it's not raining again, so we're gonna go to this place that has really cheap minion juice and really cheap food because, and I've told this many times, people call me cheap, but I prefer the word frugal. The only way I've survived as a full-time fugitive all this time is, you know, spending wisely. Well, we missed our turn, so we had to walk back a little bit. Didn't really recognize, we're looking for a park, and it's a little tiny, it's like a bunch of trees. But anyways, we are almost through the cheap food and minion juice place. But we have succeeded. It's just a restored historical brick building, but it's nice. Just look how green everything is, and I'm not even in a park, I'm just on a sidewalk. One of the local commuter trains headed towards the train station. So I decided to take a walk again, and I could have taken a bus or a walk, but I'm gonna walk towards the metro and then take the metro home. Maybe I'll stop at the grocery store, see what time I get back. There's a big grocery store over here, but again, park, and it's summer, and it's green. It's just so nice. And there goes a train, back the other way, back north, away from the train station. It's kind of an interesting children's play thing. It's a snake, I guess. It's got a little slide and area and bench, and you can crawl through the head. I don't know, it just looks kind of cool. More park. I just find this so peaceful. It's a little chilly right now. I do have a rain jacket on, but it's not like uncomfortable chilly, and it's wet because it rained, which makes it feel chillier, but there must be a train station up here. It stopped up here. I forget which one. Landsky. I think Landsky's up here. Oh, actually, I looked. There's no train station here, so it's kind of unusual. It stopped. There's one coming back. Maybe it stopped to pass, but there's a lot of tracks here because the train station's back here. So kind of unusual, but anyways, look, another children's playground over there. And the nice thing is in Russia is it's just families are really a core part of the society in a way that Americans and Canadians will never understand. It's just built for families. There are playgrounds everywhere, and it's not just like, oh look, a bus is getting towed. There's public transport. Things are affordable. There's daycare. There's education classes for kids. It's just it's something you can't understand until you live here, but it really is a society built for families. And there's probably other areas in Eastern Europe that may or may not be similar. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to them, but I've never been anywhere that's so geared towards families as here. Not a fan of these underground ones. I prefer to go overground, but at least they're here. It's safe for pedestrians, but in the winter they kind of suck too. But anyways, they are a thing of pedestrians. I just prefer the overground ones. In some parts they're hooked directly into the metro station. This one's not. Some of them are. It kind of stinks. You got to come up and then walk a few hundred feet to the metro station, which in the summer is no problem. But in the winter, when you connect the metro station, it makes a big difference. But of course, doing it after the fact is very expensive. So yeah, we came up right there. You can see not very far. And the metro station is right up here where people's going off to the right. Now it's probably nothing, but on the map they noted there's a fountain over here. Oh, I can see the top of it. And I just love fountains, even if they're small or something. And I've never seen this one. I go to this metro station a lot. Never seen it, so let's go check it out. Yeah, you know, it's not a huge fountain, but still a nice little thing. And come sit sometimes and wait and whatever near the metro. It's nice nuts here. There's a bunch of benches here. Sit here when it's a bit warmer. Enjoy the sound of the fountain. I feel like something sweet. There's some nice yogurt at the store near my house, but I'm not gonna make it before they close. Huge grocery store down there, but if I go down there I'm gonna shop too much. So I guess I'm gonna go home. I do have a Snickers bar at home, some more sweetness than I'm hoping. Hot chocolate, I'll just have some tea. I don't know, watch some TV, edit some videos. We'll see what happens, but I guess it's time to go home. It's 9:30. I'm glad I got to see the tulips and got to see the buses. That got actually two things off my list for tomorrow, because tomorrow's very busy. But the old buses weren't there, but I can see them past the train station. So maybe I'll stop by the train station and watch them go by tomorrow. Just don't know what time they're gonna go by, so that's tough. Anyways, maybe I'll head in town. Somebody's giving me a free concert ticket somewhere, so I'll meet them. And I got to see the tulips, because the tulips actually charge you to get in tomorrow. Today was free. And I'd like to go, I've got some friends going tomorrow, but maybe I'll go next week when my daughter is available. But the tulips are cool. I definitely want to go back there. But then again, the tulips last a long time. I need to see how long they keep their flowers, because they're not going to like dig them up, so they should be there for a long time. Let me see how long tulips live. Wow, 5 to 10 days, 2 weeks of cooler temperatures. Not expecting that. So they've already been there for like a week. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go back and see the tulips this week, but I'm gonna be gone Monday to Wednesday. I don't know, maybe we'll go back, see my time. Maybe we'll go on Sunday, because that was pretty cool. What do tulips look like when they're having flowers? I had to look that up too. So basically, once the flowers are gone, just some green leaves. So pretty, but nothing like that. Yeah, I'm going back. Definitely going back Friday and Sunday. Look who can't be without attention. Look at this. He's there waiting for me at the door and standing in my way where I go, because right now some of the family's not here, so it's just two of us at home right now, and he's really missing attention. And I did make it to my grocery store in time and got my favorite yogurt. It's called Ice Cream Love, and it's just really good. It's good chocolate pieces and good yogurt.